Yamaha launch the new Yamaha Montage M on the 9th of October 2023. If you're watching this today, that means it's tomorrow. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting to record an SMR this week. But when I saw the specs released yesterday, I thought, you know what, I will sit down and look at the specs and record an SMR. So I've done that. Yamaha released the specifications of the new Montage yesterday, or I saw the release of the new specifications yesterday, should I say. And that release of the specifications also came with a release date of the 9th of October, which, if you're watching this today, is tomorrow. So the question really is this since such a radical change that everybody was hoping for? It definitely comes with a new pricing structure. The 61 note M6 starts at $3,999, $4,000 to you and I, and the M8X version tops out at $499, which again is $5,000 in anybody's English. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. Just let it wait for the aeroplane to go over. So let's start with price. Yamaha have pitched this synth right at the top end of the price spectrum. The competition they have at the 88 key mark for different workstations obviously are the Korg and the Roland. But where are they pitched from a price perspective? Well, the brand new Nautilus AT now comes in at £2,600. I don't know what that is in dollars, but let's say that's about $2,800, $2,900. The Roland Phantom comes in at £3,450. And again, if we were to sort of like do a dollar-pound conversion, that's probably around about the $3,800 mark. So the question really is, for another $1,000, depending on the exchange rate, for the premium for this new synth, is it really worth it? You know, I said on a previous video that there was something called Sod's Law. Well, it always happens when I sit down to record a video. I've been sitting here for the last, let's say, hour and a half, doing things, you know, and there has not been a soul around, right? The moment I start to record, there's somebody in the background banging things. You couldn't write this. It's unscriptable. Anyway, Yamaha have kept the three model lineup. There is a Montage M6, which is a 61 synth action, touch sensitive FSX, which is fast spring, action keybed with channel aftertouch for held notes. There is the Montage M7, 76 keys, but exactly the same features as the M6. And then there is the M8X. What does the X stand for? I think the X actually stands for the GEX weighted action keyboard. That's what I think it stands for, but nobody has actually given any confirmation that that's what the X actually stands for. But the M8X is actually an 88 piano style touch sensitive keybed with this GEX weighted action with polyphonic aftertouch. Yeah, the aftertouch thing is getting me a bit, I have to be honest. Now, it has not been clearly explained what polyphony aftertouch actually means. Many have speculated this is the legendary aftertouch that comes with the CS80, which allows the modulation of individual notes based on keybed pressure. It's a bit surprising you get that. You're going to get that on the 88 key piano key version, but you know, let's see. But this is purely speculation because we haven't seen this thing demoed. You know, we've heard patches, we've seen pictures, we haven't actually seen anyone really sort of with the pinkies on the keys showing us how this thing works. I'm actually quite surprised with the launch date tomorrow that YouTube isn't flooded today with the sort of the teaser, the demos. Maybe it will be later on, but at the moment, as I saw this morning, there was nothing. Anyway, that's the model range. So the next thing I did was I then kind of went through the specification that's been released, ignoring the bits about the specific M6, M7 and M8X. And these are the key things that I picked out. Maybe not the key things somebody else will pick out, but these are the things I've picked out. So this release, the new Montage 2023 M series, includes updates to existing engine technology. So that's the AWM2 and FMX, plus the inclusion of an ANX engine for analog modelling. What is very clear from the specification that's been released is that we are not seeing a virtual engine, which many people speculated might appear on this new keyboard. It doesn't. There is no virtual synth emulation engine on this machine per se. There is a modelling engine, but no virtual synth engine. The polyphony has been extended to 400 notes. Okay. There's more onboard memory. Okay. They've included a new virtual circuit modelling. Now, when I saw virtual circuit modelling, I thought, oh, this is the virtual synth piece. No. The VCM is actually for effects and processing. So you can load in effect and processing engines to process the signal coming from the existing engines. It's a shame that. I really think that's a shame. Seamless sound switching. Well, okay, that you'd expect that nowadays. It's been on the Kronos for 10 years. And the 16-track sequencer with audio recording. And that's kind of it, guys. Yeah, it's kind of it. So looking at the specification that's been released, of course, I'm a little underwhelmed. I'm kind of struggling to find something really positive to say about this new keyboard, other than I really do actually quite like the red, colour red in the branding of the M8, M6, M7. Is this update really enough to justify this price premium that they've put on the synth, or perceived price premium? I think it's going to be discounted quite quickly. I don't think it will stay at $5,000. I think that is a little bit too much over the Roland offering to make it competitive, if that's my personal opinion. I don't think the premium is, I don't think the specification is enough to justify the premium, I suppose. That's what I'm trying to say. But is this something we're going to have to expect going forward? Is this a reflection of manufacturers now having run down old parts, old stock they had in the warehouse, and now having to buy new stock? We know the manufacturers have struggled buying key components, specific chips, but they always have held a fairly decent stock of generic components. So generic DSPs, generic audio circuitry, generic chipsets, generic memory, that sort of stuff they've kind of held. And I'm wondering whether that stock is now starting to dwindle and they're having to go out and source new supplies, and those new supplies are all carrying an additional premium because of what happened during the pandemic. And a lot of those chipsets, of course, have been discontinued as well as part of the pandemic. This is an interesting area. I wonder what will happen with other new synths that are coming out. Behringer seem to be maintaining a price point. That's something that's very interesting. The next question that hits my mind is this actually some sort of holding keyboard? What do I mean by that is the specification is not enough to justify a new flagship workstation that is going to take control of the market. So is this a holding keyboard? Is this releasing aspects that have passed through R&D, that have been deemed to be releasable and therefore have been released. But there are other major innovations that haven't made it through R&D, and therefore they will come on a later version. Maybe they will come on a later version of the operating system of this synth. Maybe they will come on a new synth. I don't know. But I don't know whether this is transitional or whether this is final. And that kind of worries me a bit is, are we having to wait for another major update? I'm also confused where the market is going right now. In my mind, innovation is kind of with Roland at the moment, which surprises me when I say that. But a lot of the Roland innovation is kind of recycling their old technology to run on a new platform. The whole virtual synth engine concept is the ability to run old technology or old synths on a new synth platform. But there's not an awful lot major new innovative in the Roland line. Have we reached the end of the workstation line? Is this it? Is this as far as the workstation is going to go? Has nobody got any more innovation to actually put? We're going to just see very small incremental leaps for big cost leaps. What is the incentive I have to upgrade my Kronos 2? And on that note, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to say live long and prosper. Bye-bye.